Before we begin, I just want to acknowledge that we're meeting on the traditional, ancestral, unceded territories of the First Nations and Native American peoples. Here where I am in Vancouver, those peoples are the Musqueam, Tsleil-Waututh, and Squamish nations. But I know where you are, you might be on the land of other nations. Always, but especially this year, let us remember our connection to the people in these nations and pray for the day in which we might be in right relationship. Welcome. Welcome to Living Interfaith. Know that the whole of you is welcome. You're not asked to leave who you are in your own homes. Please bring who you are in with you. But what you are asked to remember is that everyone around you has brought who they are in with them as well. And all of goodwill are welcome. Bruce and Cheryl.
Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of living. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come. Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of living. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of living. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again
Beautiful. Thank you so much. What a great way to start the day. We have just a few announcements. This coming Wednesday, November 18th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, our dear friend and council member, Bryn Craffey, is going to be part of a panel for Abbey Church based in Victoria. The topic is going to be Trans Voices of Faith. So they're going to have Bryn, Danny Allen, who's from Abbey Church, and also Pastor Juanita Joplin, who is, I think, pretty well known in Canada. She's a Baptist pastor from Toronto, and she's a trans woman. If you're interested, you can either reach out to Bryn for the Zoom link or to me. Unfortunately, they haven't made it publicly accessible because they're worried about Zoom trolls. But if you are interested, it should be a really interesting topic. The following Tuesday, November 24th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, friend and partner Sukhvinder will lead our monthly meditation. Every month she picks a meditation from a different tradition, so it's always quite lovely, and she has an amazing kind of background in lots of meditation styles, so it should be really fun. And the link is on our website and in the last MailChimp email I sent out. And then finally, after our next service in 2 weeks, the Multi-Faith Action Society, of which Connie is the president, Connie who's here, and I'm also a board member. And we're going to be having our annual multi-faith calendar launch. So the multi-faith calendar, for those of you who've met me in person, looks like this. Well, last year it looked like this. And we hire artists from all over. Here are some of the pictures you can see from this last one. And it's really lovely. We get artists from all over, lots of different styles. And then it includes about 500, I believe, holidays and festivals and everything you can imagine. All different from about 14 different traditions. So you can see this was June, and it will have in it all the different holidays throughout each month, and then a little key, and it tells you about all of them. So in addition to being a calendar and quite beautiful, it also has a lot of really interesting information in it. So I know last year I was selling it to folks at VST at the seminary, and people were saying, oh, this would just be good as like a study resource, honestly, so you can learn about what everyone is celebrating and the significance of these things. And honestly, this is what I use to figure out our schedule for our services. So we're going to have our calendar launch for next year's calendar. That'll be in 2 weeks. Bruce and Cheryl, our wonderful Bruce and Cheryl, will actually be doing the music for it, as well as their friends, Armjeet and Bhagarvi Singh. And the keynote speakers are going to be the three Interfaith amigos from Seattle. So that's Rabbi Ted Falcon, Pastor Don McKenzie, and Imam Jamal Rahman. So, and they're always very inspiring, very entertaining. So it should be really fun. So if you all want to join, it's free. It's in 2 weeks from 1 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And the link is in the MailChimp email, and I'll put it up on our website. So it should be really fun. How about other folks?
When you first showed the calendar, I was concerned that next year was also going to be 2020. I'm glad you clarified that this was this year's calendar. I didn't know maybe it was a leap century and we get 2 years of 2020 in a row.
Please don't wish us on it. I don't think any of us could survive that. Be too much. No, God willing, we will make it till the end of this year and we will have a new year. We will all celebrate a wonderful new year that is not 2020. Does anyone have any other events or anything they'd like to mention now? Okay, thank you so much. I hope you can join. That should be really fun. So here, let's just come into silence for a moment. Om Jai Lakshmi, goddess born from the struggle between good and evil, guide us towards the light. In a world where plenty is possible, let us end hunger, thirst, and homelessness. In your nurturing hands, let us seek refuge from want, fear, and violence. With your grace, let our world be reborn in your image, where all needs are met, where morality and love are abundant, and whereby we are free. Om Jai Lakshmi, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. From untruth, lead us to truth. From darkness, lead us to light. From death, lead us to immortality. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. This is where we open it up in a passing of the peace. I'll try to unmute everybody. And this is where we say something like, peace be with you as well. Salam alaikum wa alaikum assalam. Peace, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Peace be on you.
I think I'm not able to unmute other folks.
I think you muted everyone.
Did I? I'm sorry. I tried to. Okay, I'm sorry. If you're able to unmute, I can't find an unmute button.
Peace. Peace.
We not able to. Let me try.
Ah, there we go. Peace be to everyone. Happy Diwali.
And also to
Happy
you.
Diwali.
Shalom,
Peace be on you.
yeah, salam, peace, love.
Shalom.
Peace, everyone.
Ah, peace, everyone.
Bruce and Cheryl? You can't unmute it. Let me see. It's
They are unmuted.
so it says you're unmuted right now. Do you want to go back? Do you want to go out and come back in?
It's saying on my side that they're unmuted, but yeah, I can't hear anything they're saying.
Oh, what's that?
I don't have any options for them. It says that you're unmuted. Okay, I think they're going to come right back. So sorry about that. I feel like it used to give me more options for unmuting people, but I think maybe, you know, there were probably classes and situations where people didn't want the host to just be able to mute people. So they're going to join us again. There we go. Okay. All right, let me ask to unmute. Okay.
Got it now. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you for your patience and for coming back.
Coming back. This is Jujit Singh's version of the Maha Mantra. Legendary singer. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And Connie, I think you're right. I just found a little setting. So theoretically, everyone can now unmute themselves when they're ready. But hold on a second.
It works. It works.
Yeah.
Hooray! Thank you. Found a new setting. Now, if you'll join me in our joint affirmation. We come together in peace. We sing together in joy and with love. We worship together in one house, a house with names beyond number. Our paths are many, our beliefs are as leaves, and the tree that we cleave to is nourished by the light of compassion, justice, and mutual respect. May our lives, our beliefs, and our actions help to bring about the world of love we all seek, and let it begin here. Thank you. Now we're just going to take a couple minutes to pray or meditate in our own homes. As always, there are many, many different things that we could be praying about. So if there's something particularly close to your heart, please feel free to pray on that right now. But otherwise, I was thinking, because of the occasion of Diwali and this idea of truth winning out over untruth, light winning out over the darkness, just praying for some guidance from Spirit during this time to find our own truth, our highest truth, and to be able to meditate on that right now. So let's just take a few minutes to do that. Thank you. Bruce and Cheryl.
Go to Cheryl.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. This is when we would normally ask for donations. I can put, let me get it, and I will put the link to our donation page in here, although many of you do donate already, for which we are very, very grateful. So thank you so much. I'll just put our link in the chat box. And are there any other initiatives or projects or organizations that also could use some assistance at this time? We'd love to hear about them if you want to share. Okay, thank you. Bruce and Cheryl.
From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live.
Thank you so much.
Happy Diwali to all. Today, I just want to share about this great festival of light. Diwali or Deepavali is the India's biggest and most important festival. This is a festival, Kathy, in our literature, it was written, Kathy wrote it, that it is observed by the Hindus, by the Sikhs, and also by the Jainism and a portion of the Buddhist. Actually, in the Indian subcontinent, it is not only a religious ceremony, it's a festival, and a festival of the whole nation. Even the people from Islamic background, I have another person here who is from India, I know, Samir. So we know that Diwali is not a religious festival only. Even Samir, who is not probably coming from Hindu background, even in his house, they will burn some diya, because this is the festival of light. So Deepavali, this is not, why I am saying this is not a Hindu festival, because it has been started long before Hinduism entered, but so-called Hinduism, which is today is termed as Hinduism, actually it's called Sanatan Dharma. Before that, maybe before the birth of Buddha, when the Aryans first came, this festival of Diwali was there on Indian subcontinent, and in different religion, different scripture and literature of Sanskrit, we found this occasion. Can you listen to me? I even cannot see. Yeah. Deep and Avali. Deep and Avali. Deep means lamp and Avali means row of lamps. And this is not a, this festival observed for the 5 days. It started from Troyodashi and goes up to Ditya. So this Troyodashi means the dark half of the lunar month. The 13th day of the dark half of the lunar month, this is the Troyodashi. Then this festival started on Troyodashi. And it continues for the next 5 days. The first day is not Deepavali or Diwali. It is the third day observed as Diwali. And India is not a small country. In North India, it is being celebrated in one way. In Eastern India, it is being celebrated in other way. And in Southern India, it is different. In North India, they celebrate it. I think you have heard the name of King Rama, of the great epic Ramayana. King Rama went to Lanka and he killed Ravana, the demon king. When he came back to his own kingdom, Ayodhya, the people lit the diya, the lamps, to greet him. So this is how the in North India, they celebrate Deepavali as the victory of Rama. Rama is also the avatar of Vishnu. Vishnu is one of the main lord. Can't you do it? In southern India, it is being celebrated as the victory of Lord Krishna over the demon Narakasur. In western India, it marks as the victory of Lord Vishnu over the demon king Bali. And in eastern India, Bengal, it is celebrated as Kali Puja, the worship of Mother Goddess Kali. Here, I just want to show you one picture which I want to show you one picture. I'm very sorry that I cannot share my screen. Can you see this picture? Here you will find this is a mountain and this is the ocean. These are the gods. They are the Asuras. This is called the Samudra Manthan, the churning of the sea. Both the gods and the Asura, they are churning the sea in search of the immortality. It's a legend, a very interesting legend of Hinduism. It's called the Samudra Manthan legend. Why I'm just coming to this point, because this whole festival is depending on this Samudra Manthan legend. In the story of Samudra Manthan, the Devas, the divinities, they were one cursed by the sage Durvasha. The Devas, even the gods, they can be cursed by the Hindu sages. And the gods were being defeated by the Asuras, the demons. So they went to Lord Vishnu that how they can overcome the situation. And they have been, and the gods in those days, gods were not immortal. They were being killed by the Asuras. So Vishnu told that you have to churn the great ocean of milk. Then the nectar will come out. The nectar is the immortality. This is the nectar of immortality. So they also, these gods, they are quite clever. They even proposed the Asuras that, hey guys, come with us. We are going to churn the great ocean. And the great churning started. Oh, at last, I got it. Thank you. Mama, আরেকটু help করে দাও না? এটা একটু করে দে। Just a minute. এটা কি চলে গেল? This is my bad luck. I can show the, if you can. Okay, I shall not go for this one. The ocean was churned by both the divinities and the demons. And on this day of this 13th day of this moon, the Mahadevi Lakshmi, whom we just prayed as Ma, Mahadevi Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, came out of the sea. And with her came out a great physician, divine physician called Dhanvantari. With Dhanvantari he came with a pot filled with the nectar of immortality. The third slide, please. Filled with the nectar of the immortality. So this is a legend, but this story actually has a deep meaning. The milk of the ocean represent in Hindu theology the mind and consciousness. The ocean represent the mind and consciousness, and the churning of the sea, the mountain which is being used to churn the sea, is the concentration and awareness. If you can, ওটা ছেড়ে দে, আর দরকার নেই।
দেখো এই যে যখন এইটা ক্লিক করবে, যখন চলে আসবে এইটা ক্লিক করবে,
Okay. 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 So probably now I can do it.
Just so you know, there's a lot of background noise.
Oh.
I think that was actually feedback, not background noise, because there's two devices that are right next to each other.
Yeah.
Nirmalya, are you coming back on Crystal's computer? Okay, there you go. It's muted, just so you know, but I do see you here, and here I can ask to unmute.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. Lastly, now I'm going to this slide again. This is the churning of the ocean, and this is the mountain you saw, the demons and the deities. This is significantly, this ocean is said, this is the ocean of consciousness. The mountain which is used as the churning rod is the concentration or the awareness. The God here represents the goodness, and the demons, the evils, they're the evils, especially those evils which has been also marked by Lord Buddha. The same evils: lust, greed, jealousy, anger, and hatred. The serpent is the desire. The serpent is used as the rope to churning, and you need desire, without which one cannot achieve one's goal. And there is a small turtle. You can see this turtle is the avatar of Lord Vishnu. This turtle is supporting this mountain for churning. So you need a support in your spiritual life. That is the Guru on which you are supporting. So this after the Samudra Manthan, on the Troyodashi, means the 13th day, came out Goddess Lakshmi. Goddess Lakshmi, here you can see, this is called the Dhanteras. We have two pictures, Goddess Lakshmi and God Kubera. And with them came the great physician Dhanvantari, in whose name it's called Dhanteras. Dhan means wealth and Teras means 13th. So the 13th day of the dark fortnight of lunar month, this is the Dhanteras. In this day, it is believed that Goddess Lakshmi came out of the ocean during the churning of Milky Sea. Goddess Lakshmi, along with Lord Kubera, god of wealth, and also Dhanvantari. So this is the first day. The observation of this day, you may visit some Indian grocery store, you will find lots of utensils. People buy, as it is the god of wealth and goddess of wealth, so people buy lots of utensils and gold and silver ornaments. This is Dhanteras, the first day. The second day, in Bengal, it is celebrated as Bhut Chaturdashi. Bhut means ghost. Chaturdashi means 14th. It is like the Indian Halloween. 14 diya, 14 lamps are burned in different corners of the house, and 14 leafy vegetables are being eaten on this day. This is the Indian Halloween. And this same day, celebrated in Bengal as Bhut Chaturdashi, and it is celebrated as Narak Chaturdashi in other parts of India, especially in South India. Because this Narak Chaturdashi is also, this is also a legend. The Narakasur, another demon, was killed by Lord Krishna and his wife Satyabhama. This Narakasur, the killing of Narakasur, the victory of Krishna, is being celebrated on this day. This is the second day, Narak Chaturdashi, and sometimes it is called as Choti Diwali. Not Diwali, not so much lamp like Diwali, it's Choti Diwali. This is the Diwali, how it looks in rural India. They lit different types of lamps in their houses, locality, and I can show you some other photograph. This is how, after the worship, at first there is a worship in house or in temple, then all the people come out and the lamps are placed in rows along the parapet of temples and houses, on fields. And at that time you are asking about Rangoli. This is the Rangoli. Without the lamp, these are made by flower petals or some different kinds of color can also be used to make these designs. Especially these are made inside the house. But Rangoli can be made on field and everywhere. These different types of beautiful patterns. These are Rangolis. And here another photograph of the ancient city of Varanasi or Benares. This is the river Ganges, the holy river of India, and people are there. They're burning all the diyas on the river. I just do not want to discuss it anymore because I have to say, and this is the greatest thing, fireworks. In every village, every town, every city, lots of fireworks. And this year, last year also, the court gave some order that no more fireworks than this, or up to 9 p.m. you can do it, not throughout the night. The most interesting thing is about these fireworks, the air index, anything above than 401, that is 401, is called very severe air pollution. In Delhi, after this Diwali, next 7 days, the air index is always near 500 or 500. That means almost you cannot breathe in that air. They burn so much fireworks during Diwali. Though this burning of fireworks is nothing to do with religion or ritual. It's almost like the turkey. In the Christian festival, we found the role of turkey, or maybe in the Christmas, the role of the Christmas tree. It's not built in it, but later improvised. This fireworks is also like that. Now we are coming to that day 4. It is called Bali Pratipada. The demon king Bali. I have told you about the 4 ages: Shotta, Treta, Dapar, and Kali. We are now in Kali Yuga. In Treta, there was a king named Bali. He was a demon king, but very generous, very virtuous king. And Lord Krishna, an incarnation of Lord Krishna, Lord Bhavana, want to send Bali to the nether world. So he, I just do not want to tell the whole story. So Lord Vishnu put his feet on Bali's head and forced him to go inside the nether world. He became the lord of this. But Bali, Lord Krishna told him that every year 3 days will be the days of great King Bali. And the 4th day of Diwali is celebrated as Bali Pratipada. Pratipada means the next day of new moon. And also this same day, in some other places, it is called Govardhana Puja. Govardhana is the name of a mountain. Here in this picture, you can see that Lord Krishna, in one hand, he is holding a whole mountain, and beneath the mountain, some villagers, cow, etc. This is also a great story. That this is probably one of the earliest story of Hinduism regarding the nature. Mount Govardhana was the source of livelihood of all the villagers, and the king of the god Indra, he became angry on the villagers that why these villagers are paying their devotion to this mountain, not to him. And Lord Krishna told he was also a son of the villager. He told the villager to give their devotion, show their devotion to the mountain, the nature, not to the king of the divinities, Indra. So Lord Indra decided to initiate thunderstorm and heavy rain in the city of Gokula, which was the city of the Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna came out and lifted Mount Govardhana on his little finger, provided shelter to all the people and cattle. After 7 days, Indra accepted the defeat and stopped the storm. So this is the victory of the nature over the divinity. This is also celebrated on the 4th day. And the 5th day, you can see that a sister is giving, it's called phota. On the forehead, they are making some tilak. This is called Bhai Phota or Bhai Doj. This is sisters perform arati for their brother and apply a red tika on their forehead. This tika ceremony, it shows sister's sincerest prayer for the long and happy life of her brother and treat them with gifts. In return, the elder brothers bless their sisters and may treat them also with gift and cash. So this is also a gift-giving ceremony between the sisters and the brothers. And obviously, there is a great feast. This is the one aspect of Diwali. The another aspect is this one. In whole Bengal and eastern part of India, Diwali is being celebrated at Kali Puja. I think you have heard the name of goddess Kali. There are several interpretations. Here, goddess Kali is standing on Lord Shiva, who is one of the chief deity of Hinduism, one of the trinity of the Hinduism, Lord Shiva. She is standing on Lord Shiva, who is goddess Kali's husband. And this goddess, the color of the goddess is either black or deep blue. And he is wearing, you can see, she is naked. So you can Google about goddess Kali. She is immensely popular throughout India. And there are several interpretations of the symbolism behind the commonly representative image of Kali. A common interpretation is that Shiva symbolizes the Purusha, the universal, unchanging aspect of reality, the Purusha, or pure consciousness, and Kali represents Prakriti, the nature or matter, sometimes seen as having a feminine quality. The merging of these two qualities represent ultimate reality. Especially Kali is the main goddess of Tantric Hinduism and of course Tantric Buddhism. Another form of Kali, Tara, Devi Tara, is found in Buddhism. A Tantric interpretation sees Shiva as the consciousness and Kali as power or energy. And consciousness and energy are making this nature, this creation possible. So this is actually a dualism of consciousness and energy. Shiva is the symbol of Brahman. I think some of you have heard this name of Brahman. Shiva is Brahman. Brahman is without attribute. And Kali is the primordial mother, the nature, who is making this creation out of Brahma. But here in West, I have found different types of interpretation of Kali. In West, Kali became an image to fight against patriarchy. Women in the West have made use of her imagery to liberate themselves from patriarchy. And there are different variety of writers who represent Kali, as Kali is standing on the Shiva and a figure with naked, black, and she is the killer of so many people. she seemed to be a destroyer, a great destroyer. So in West it is thought that Kali can be, but this is not a correct way to say what is Kali. As I have told you, that Kali is the mother nature and Shiva is the consciousness. And creation is possible when these two work together. So as all my slide shows make everything worst, so I just want to end this show with this one. I think most of you know this term Sarala Kali, the mother goddess of the gypsies. This is the Romani version of goddess Kali. In Spain, Saint Marie de la Mar, in the south of France, in every year, lots of gypsies who lived in a small seaside town, they worship this goddess. She is Christian goddess there, a very rare combination of Black Madonna. And it is often thought, I would just ask my friends to Google it. Often it is thought, as I'm a student of interreligious study, so I found it is very interesting that a counterpart of Kali is living in Europe and in Christianity. So if you need, I can send these. There are some PDF with me. I can send them to you. And thank you. And before that, my friend, my friend was so here we have discussed about Diwali of two aspects. We have discussed about, we found Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, Goddess Kali and Goddess Lakshmi. And here is the beauty of Indian theology, where three schools, Shakta schools who worship Goddess Kali, the Vaishnava schools who worship Lord Rama and Lord Krishna, and also the Shaivite school who worship Shiva and Shiva's wife. And as Kali is the Shiva's wife, so it's also the Shaivite school. All the three schools are coming together. And the Tantra school coming in the Kali Puja, you can find the Tantra. The great Brahma, you can find it in the Diwali, because this is the churning of the sea. The consciousness is being churned with awareness. So this is actually, that is why we say Diwali is one of the greatest festivals, because it represents the whole Indian theology in 5 days. Thank you. I'm really perplexed due to my slideshow. Sorry.
Oh, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Nirmalya. That was beautiful. I can see now why you were like, no, you have to see this slideshow. This is really important. It was just so beautiful. And I didn't know most of those things. I found that so fascinating. So we'll have to talk more about it another time, because I have a lot of like interreligious thoughts now about this. But thank you. Thank you so much. Bruce and Cheryl, I believe they have one more song for us.
Yes, this is a traditional Diwali song. So that first line is the refrain. We'll try it slowly so people get a handle on the line, and then we can sing the verse for you. If you know the song, sing along. If you want to try it anyway, sing along. Here's the refrain. Hare Gokul Maha Diwali. Hare Gokul Maha Diwali. That's That's the idea. Here we go. Hare Gokule Maha Aja Diwali. Hare Gokule Maha Aja Diwali. And again. Hare Gokule Maha Aja Diwali. Hare Gokule Maha Aja Diwali. Prakate Tayavane Mahareya. Prakate Tayavane Mahare Gokule Maha. Hare Gokule Maha Aja Diwali. Hare Gokule Maha Aja Diwali. Prakate Tayavane Mahareya. Prakate Tayavane Mahare Gokule Maha. Hare Gokule Maha Aja Diwali. Hare Gokule Maha Aja Diwali. Hare Gokule Maha Aja Diwali. Hare Gokule Maha Aja Diwali.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Friends, thank you for this time together. Thank you for celebrating the triumph of goodness over evil, of truth over untruth. And I think it's so telling that the way to do that is to figure out how to pull all the different theologies in India and in Hinduism together into one, so we can celebrate all together as one people. Let's go now in love and as one, and go celebrate Diwali. Amen.